Hello, everyone, and welcome to Flipgrid Professional Development for Coaches and Specialists. First and foremost, I want to thank you for taking the time to learn just a little bit more about Flipgrid and how you can help your learning communities get onboarded, create their accounts, as well as spark discussions with their students. My name is Jornea. I'm Head of Educator Innovation at Flipgrid, and we have an incredible team of educator innovators who are here to support you. So Ann Cosma and Jess Boyce, Jess is actually on the back end right now. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop those questions in the chat. And so we see right now we have some friends. Ming is saying good morning. So we have friends from all over the world who might be chiming in today. So we are just going to get started so that you can get the most out of this session. So I have my screen shared. We'll put that up there right now. And this is a screen you and your learning community will see anytime you log into flipgrid.com. Now, the one thing you always want to remember is that only educators need accounts with Flipgrid. And in the top right-hand corner, you'll see a place where the educator would sign up or log in once they have their account. Students, on the other hand, do not need accounts with Flipgrid. All they need is a join code that will be created by the educator. So no worries about getting your students started. We'll talk about how we do that as we set up our topics. In addition to that, you may or may not know Flipgrid is 100% free. So any educator within your community and beyond can sign up for a free account. And Flipgrid is super simple. We have a quick video here. All right, so we absolutely love showing that because not only is Flipgrid simple, but Flipgrid is for all. So no matter whether you are a kindergarten teacher or a university professor, Flipgrid is for you. And we want to make sure before we get started that you know that we are always here to support you. So you'll notice on our front page that you'll have resources such as the Getting Started Guide, as well as a list of webinars to join. And then also Help Center. The Help Center is a phenomenal place where if you have any questions about Flipgrid, you can get your answer really, really quickly. So, I see our friend Kylie from Australia has joined. Hey, Kylie. All right, so right now we're in the Flipgrid Help Center. And I see we have a friend, Terry, who asked the question, can students comment or reply to each other's videos? So I'm going to actually use your question, Terry, to model the Help Center out. So let's go ahead and type in replies. And now that I've typed in replies, what you'll see here are ways that students can reply via Flipgrid. And there's a couple of different ways. As you can see, we just released replying to video responses with text. That was something that you could not do before, and our team heard you loud and clear, educators, and made this a possibility. In addition to that, you'll be able to see that students can also reply with a video comment. So the Help Center article is really amazing because what you'll get is step-by-step directions as well as information, maybe even videos to show you exactly what you need to do to add in those comments, okay? So everyone definitely check out the Help Center. I'm actually going to pin that to my tab because we may hop back in there later on. So what we're going to do now is go to our Educator Login. Now, remember, once you're inside of your Educator Login, this is where you're going to do everything within the Flipgrid ecosystem. So under that discussion tab, this is where you're going to create those groups for your students as well as the topics that they will engage in. You'll see we have a tab called Discovery where you can find topics that are already created by educators and partners. You'll also see an activity tab, and inside of this activity tab, it gives you a summary of your groups, all of your groups, and the engagement as well as achievements that you may have earned, as well as recent videos that your scholars or your learning community have posted throughout your groups and your topics. You'll also see mixtapes, which is a really cool and fun way to be able to share videos outside of that Flipgrid environment where those videos just play back to back, almost like a highlight reel. And you'll also see shorts, which is a place for you to create your own videos and share anywhere. We absolutely love creating short videos. And then finally, Grid Pals, which is a place for educators to find other classrooms to connect with around the world. So this is the entire Flipgrid ecosystem. We're going to spend our time today in that discussion tab. So coaches and specialists, I know you are supporting so many educators. Many of you are remote, which makes it even more challenging. But I can tell you, as a former coach within a school and also supporting various school districts with hundreds of schools, we are only one person and can't be everywhere at the same time. So I actually use Flipgrid to help either onboard educators or provide professional development or check in during that coaching cycle. So really, if you can think it, you can Flipgrid it. What we're going to do today is start off with creating a group. Now, a group is simply kind of like a holding place to organize your learning community. So every group is its own specific learning community in which you can create multiple topics. Now, you might be looking at my screen going, oh, 309 groups. What that means is that your educator account and everyone's unlimited groups. So the possibilities are truly limitless with Flipgrid. In addition to those unlimited groups, you also have the ability to add unlimited topics. And within those unlimited topics, you're able to have your students share their voice without any limits. They can create as many videos as they need to. All right, so we are going to create our group. Now, once we create our group, and I will minimize my screen just a little so you can see everything, you're going to notice there's some features about a group. First, you'll see that you can either keep your group private or make your group public. Now, this is really dependent upon your learning community. So if you are working with students within one school system that has one domain, we highly recommend the private with a group of educators across multiple districts. Or if you are working maybe with community organizations, you might want to set your group as public, okay? So two separate options. Today, we're gonna go with the private option. And I'm going to name our group today, Coaching is Key. All right, so that's our group. And what's really neat is that with a group, you can actually customize the join code, which makes it really easy for your learning community to remember exactly where to go to share their voice. So we'll type in here, Coaching Key, and it is available. That's the only thing we need to remember for this. So now we need to add our students. there's two different ways that your learning community can join your group. Number one, either through email or through a username. So we're going to click student email today, but just note you always have the option if you need to create specific usernames for your learning community to be able to do so. All right, now that we have this set, we need to determine who will have access to our group. And since I chose that email domain, what I'm going to do is add in my domain right here. And so what that means is no one outside of the domain flipgrid.com will have access to my group of topics. In addition to that, you'll notice that you can actually add in multiple domains. You can add in email address. It's going to add in my Flipgrid email address as well. So if you want to lock it down to specific users, you can do so. We've also made it super easy for you to add in those emails or those domains. If you have a whole that you want to add in, you can upload the CSV file to make this process a lot easier for you. If your students are all within one domain, you can just put that domain, and all of the students who are part of that domain will have access. And once again, if you want to limit it to certain users, you can also add in the specific email addresses. All right. Now you'll see right underneath, we know sometimes that you might want to have a guest that might not be inside of the domain to have access to some of your topics. So you can always toggle on a guest password, okay? And I at least need two of these characters. So I'll put in coaching key with a capital C for coaching as our password today. All right, so now that I've clicked next, you'll see that you'll have an option if you want to duplicate topics that you might already have, but we are going to skip this option for now. All right, so now that we have our group, we can share this with our learning community in a couple different ways. The join code will always be at the very end of your URL. So our join code is coaching key, or you can copy and paste this link for your community to join. You'll also see the option to share a QR code for people to scan, or an embed code to put inside of a website or another learning management tool. You can even share to Microsoft Teams or Google Classroom, or even to Remind. All right, so now that we have our group ready to go, we are going to go to our group and start adding in topics. All right, so now we're in here. Now, some other things that's really neat about a group that's a little different from individual topics that's not within inside of a group is that you can actually add in a co-pilot to your group. Now, a co-pilot is simply a co-manager to a group, meaning if you have a co-teacher or someone supporting your learning community, if multiple teachers, maybe an administrator, it can be anyone that you would like to manage this group, meaning creating topics, watching student videos, giving students feedback. If you have those other educators, you can definitely add them as a co-pilot. So I'm going to add my colleague, Jess, to this. And what you'll see is she will get an invitation. It tells me it's pending that invite. Now you can always remove a co-pilot. So if you only need to gain access to someone for a very short amount of time, remember you can remove that co-pilot from the group at any point in time. All right. All right. So now that we have our group, let's start adding topics. Now, of course, as a coach, you might think of ways to truly immerse your learning community and meet their needs at any given point in time. So maybe you're sharing a little bit of information about a best practice that your whole school is working towards, and you want everyone to have the same learning experience no matter where they are. Okay, so we'll just share right here. Let's say we'll call this morning messages. Right. And so now we're going to have a topic prompt. Now, a topic prompt can be as simple or as robust as you would like it to be. But this is where you can put in your content as well as any additional links. And then that topic prompt or question for people to respond to. So I'm going to start typing. All right, so here's one. Morning messages are an effective way to have students prepare for the day. How have you used morning messages in your classroom? All right, perfect. And so now you'll see here that you have the option to change the recording time. We defaulted to 3 minutes, but you can go from anywhere from 15 seconds all the way to 10 minutes. So if you have those elevator pitches, utilize 15 to 30 seconds. Or if you want students to elaborate a little bit more, maybe that's a minute and 30 to 3 minutes. Or if you have those longer research projects, you do have options for 5 or 10 minutes. All right, in addition to that recording time, what you'll also see is the ability to turn on or off captions. So you can set your language and it will definitely capture the student captions. One neat thing about this is that you can always edit those captions later. Now, educators always ask, especially when getting started with Flipgrid, how can I just see my students' videos without my students seeing each other's videos? And this is where it's at. Topic moderation. You can toggle this on, and once your students record their videos, they will get a little notification that their video has been submitted, but it is a moderated topic. You as an educator will be able to see all of these topics in your educator dashboard, but the students will not be able to see each other's videos until you choose to activate them. All right, in addition to that, you'll see that you have the option to add in so many different types of focus media. So whether you are recording your own video or uploading one, adding a video from YouTube or Vimeo, or even an image, a Giphy, an emoji. And then you'll also see that we have so many integrations. So we have Microsoft tools and Google tools, and you can put in Kahoot games and Wakelet collections, Nearpod lessons, Newsella articles, Adobe Spark posts and videos, Wonderopolis articles, and also Buncee presentations. Okay, so lots and lots of options. Right now, let's just go ahead and put in a Giphy. I'm just going to put in the word morning, and let's see what we have here. We'll take the coffee cup. All right. And now we are going to create our topic, but I do want to point out that since we created a group, you will have an option for every topic that you create in that group to set a custom topic access. So if you want to change the access within your topic, this is where you will toggle it on, okay? Also, if you want to use those same settings, you can actually save this and save some of your time where you don't have to select the recording time amount or select whether you want something moderated or not if you save your default settings. All right. You also will notice there's a more options button. All right, so I'm going to go back to Terry's question about can students comment and reply to each other's videos. So students will be able to, by default, reply to each other's videos. But you'll see when we click more options, we have all of these other features. And underneath, right here, video features, you see that you have an option to select how you want your students to comment on each other's videos. So you can toggle from video comments only to video and text comments, or to only text comments, or turn it off altogether if you don't want students to respond to one another. Once again, educators are 100% in full control of how they use Flipgrid. All right, so some other features in here that I just want to point out that's really helpful for coaches and specialists working with teachers. You see here topic attachments. This is a great place to provide the resources either that your educators or your learning community needs to learn more about that topic, or maybe it's next steps for them. And you can add up to 9 different external links. In addition to that, if you want to schedule your topics, let's say you plan out all of your topics, but you want them to be released every Monday morning, okay? Then you can schedule when you want that topic to launch, and also if you want the topic to freeze. So let's say I want to end this topic on the 18th of October. What will happen is on that date, based upon my time zone, that it will freeze the topic, meaning everyone will still be able to access and see the topic itself, but they won't be able to record any more videos at that time, okay? You'll also notice that you can receive notifications if you wish, or allow your learning community to be followers of your group. So anytime you create a brand new topic, they will receive messaging stating that a new topic is ready for them. So this is really great, especially for professional learning. You also can toggle on the ability for your learning community to download and share their video immediately after creating the video. So let's just say you're utilizing Google Classroom. This is a perfect example. When you share to Google Classroom, you would determine whether it's an announcement or an assignment with any other Google Classroom assignment. And what the students will do is click on that Flipgrid link, complete their video, but there isn't a way for the video to go back inside of Google Classroom automatically. So if you turn on download and share, as soon as the students are finished recording their video, they will either actually get a private share link, or they have an option to download that video, and then they can submit it as their assignment inside of Google Classroom if you wish. All right. In addition to that, you'll see all these video features can be toggled on or off, and there is also an option for feedback in Flipgrid. We provide basic feedback with ideas and performance, but just note you can always customize your feedback based upon your learning community's needs. All right, so now that our topic is created and ready to go, once again, we can share this out with our community. We're all set. Now, if you didn't know, anytime you see a join code in your educator dashboard, if you hover over that, you are able to view it as a student. You will authenticate in just as students would authenticate into their group. And once you've authenticated into the group, you will be able to see the topic as a student. All right, so I'll be in a few seconds. There we go. Now, what's really neat about every topic that you create inside of Flipgrid is that you have the Microsoft Immersive Reader readily available for students. So once students click on that little blue icon, all of the text that you have entered in your topic prompt, no matter what language you type it in, will be accessible by the Immersive Reader. This can allow students to have the text read aloud.
Morning messages are an effective way to have students.
In addition, you'll be able to see that you can change the text size for any types of visual impairments or increase spacing. You can change the font or even the contrast. In addition, you can turn on syllabication to help students as they are reading, or even parts of speech. And in the reading preferences, what you'll notice is that you can turn on line focus. as well as utilize the picture dictionary, which are those board maker images that we're familiar with in education. You'll also see at the very bottom that students can translate any topic text that you have. Okay, so I'm going to translate mine into Danish. And so now you'll see I can go from my original to my translation, and I can also have this text read aloud.
Bốn Skill and Effective Mood.
So once again, the immersive reader makes every topic that you create or that you find in Discovery accessible to your students. All right. So let's go to our red record button. And what you'll notice is on that Flipgrid page, there's a couple of different prompts to tell students to record. So here's one right underneath the topic, and then also the record pulsing symbol as well. So we're going to launch our camera. Here I am. And I want to point out a few things that's really beneficial to your learning community. Number one, they'll always be reminded how much time they have to record. In addition to that, you can click on this little topic prompt and you can move it around your screen so you can remember what you need to say. You'll see that there's also sticky notes available. So if you want to jot down some ideas, I'm going to say that I use fun greetings. Oops. And maybe a morning letter. All right. I don't want to forget to say these things, so I can put them anywhere on my screen. I'll put mine right here. All right, perfect. Now, you'll see that there's different options to record. We can record just regular by pressing this record button. Hey, friends. And now I'm going to pause it. That's one thing I absolutely love about the Flipgrid camera. You can record and pause and change in between, which makes things really fun and accessible. It allows for so much creativity. If we go under options, you'll also see, in addition to recording your own video, you do have an option to upload a video that you've already created. So you can upload one clip or multiple clips, as long as it's within that time frame allotted. In addition to that, you're able to mirror your video. So this works really well, especially if you're doing some type of performance or steps or even signing, okay? This is very helpful. You'll also be able to mute your audio if necessary. So if students are doing a like a silent slideshow or paper slides, you can turn off that background sound. And then this lovely record screen option. This is one of my favorite new features, because once you start screen recording in Flipgrid, you can decide which screen you want to share, whether you want to share your entire screen or a window or even a tab, which really can help students capture their thoughts. Okay, so I'm just going through here and creating my video. And once I'm done, I'm going to click stop recording, and that video will be captured. Hey, friends. It's captured. So we have our original video, and then we have our screen recording. Now, each one of these clips can be trimmed or edited, or you can even change the order of those clips, okay? So just think about the power in that, whether you're screen recording or importing a video, there's so many different options for you to be able to change the order of those videos. You'll also notice that you have the option to also add more. So we're going to click that add more button, and I'll talk a little bit about the effects inside of Flipgrid. Now, the effects are really what make student voice just come to life, and students are super creative in how they share their voice. So students can utilize filters. I personally love rainbows, but let's say a student is a little shy or doesn't want to be seen. They can use brick mode or pixel mode. We've even seen students be super creative in how they use this. Maybe they are explaining an object in their home, and then they do a reveal and then turn off the filters and show their object. So lots of fun ways with our filters. I'll leave mine on rainbows right now. In addition to the filters, you'll notice that there's also frames. So frames just gives a different element to your video. Lots of fun ones that we have here. I think I'll keep the fun Microsoft sloth up there. In addition to frames, you have the ability to add emojis, which are stickers. And I want to give a huge shout out to our one of our designers, Cindy, who has created so many additional stickers in addition to those emojis. So you'll notice that music emojis are brand new to Flipgrid. So right inside of that sticker option, let's see if I can get this to load really quickly. You'll see the brand new music stickers that students can use in their music classrooms. In addition to those, we have the reactions, which has some math stickers that Cindy also created. And then we also have magic stickers and even ASL as well. All right, so many fun options. In addition to those emojis, you also have the ability to add in text to your video. So I'm going to click on effects again. There we go. And click on text. And now I'm going to add in some fun text here. So I'm going to call this one morning messages. And if I wanted to, you see that we can change the font color or the font itself, the color, the stroke, or even the background. So I'm going to keep that yellow, but I'm going to change this to maybe like a green. Let's go right here. Yeah. And then if I wanted to change the background of that, I can change that as well. So let's say I want to put that as like this kind of orange, right? All right. And I can move this anywhere on my screen, which is really nice. Okay. Now the nice thing about images in Flipgrid, you can layer them, you can bring them back or forward, you can duplicate. So you'll see all of these little icons appear on the side of any image you add into Flipgrid or text. So we can duplicate this, we can mirror if necessary, we can bring it back or bring it forward or delete it. So I'll delete this last one that I created. All right, we only need one. And I'm going to quickly record. Morning messages are a great way to set the tone for the day. I love doing a fun greeting with my students. Sometimes that may be saying hello in another language or in a fun accent or just a different way. Maybe it is a secret handshake that they're coming up with to say hello. So many ways that you can really get students involved, but I also like to create a morning letter to the students so that they know exactly what to expect for the day. All right, so now that I've finished my video, once again, I'll click next. Capture their thoughts. And so you see, I do have those previous clips. So if I wanted to, I can click on one and I can delete their thoughts. Okay, so I'm just going through here. So I'm deleting those other clips. Hey, friends. And now that I'm good with what I have, I'm going to click next. Are a great way to. But I do want to point out, you see that we have our video here. There's a little icon in the top right-hand corner for you to download clips. So if you want to make sure to save your clip, you have that option to do so. I use this pretty frequently, especially since I'm doing like so many things at one time, as many of us do. Let's say you're not finished recording yet and you don't want to lose anything. You can always download the clip that you currently have created. All right. So we're going to click next. And now we are going to take our selfie. So I'm just going to move this over a little bit and scale it down. So you see, students can really keep all of the same elements if necessary for their selfie video, selfie image. All right, so now that I have that, we're going to go to the submission page. And we can update our display name. Anytime we see that link, we can put in a link for others to access. So I'll just put in our Flipgrid PD link, and we can even put in titles. So I'll call this one Fun Greetings. All right, and then submit. So remember, when we set up this topic, we made sure to put the choice that students can share or have a link after they finish recording to their video, as well as an option to download the video. So check this out. Here's that direct link to the video that students can copy and paste. Once again, if they're sharing that back to you in Google Classroom or somewhere else, they have the ability to do so. Here is that download video option, and you also see the download selfie option. Now, this is one of the fun options, download QR code. Now, if students click the download QR code option, they will get a QR code image. And the fun thing about every video inside of Flipgrid is not just a video, it's a video that is supercharged with AR technology. So if students scan this QR code with the Flipgrid app, it will play in augmented reality. All right, so lots of fun ideas there. All right, so now that we are complete, here's our video ready to go. You see here that students will be able to comment. There's no comments yet, but this is where students will be able to see how many comments. So now let's hop back into the educator side. I'm going to refresh my screen, and what you'll be able to see is that student video ready to go. Now, there's some couple indications for the educator that that video hasn't been seen yet, okay? The first indication is that green circle around it, okay? So this is just a visual for you to know, hey, I need to watch this video. And as educators, when you access the video, you'll be able to listen to it inside of your educator dashboard. In addition, with your settings, you can change the playback speed. So I know many educators might have 30 plus students videos to watch. You can always increase that playback speed to get through those videos a little quicker, all right? In addition to that, you'll notice that you can add in a public comment, typing it in, or you can actually record a video comment to that student that everyone in the learning community can see. And if you want to keep it private, then inside of feedback is where you can leave feedback to the student, whether you're recording the feedback or entering in those scores for the rubric, or even typing in private comments that can be sent as a link to the student or email to the student. Now, any of this feedback that you provide, I'll just put great job, will be accessible to the student if they are using their school email domain to authenticate in. And so they can always access that feedback at my.flipgrid.com. All right, and it automatically saves. So don't worry, once you type it in, it is saved and good to go. You also can edit details. So for example, if I want to update my last name, I can do so here. If I wanted to update the title, I can do all of that as the educator. All right, so I know we have a couple of questions that I definitely want to go back and address. We have one. My students use a paper note in front of the camera. Now this note option is even better. So Ming, thank you so much for sharing that. We know the importance of students being supported. So yes, those sticky notes are right there inside of Flipgrid. If you have any other questions, put them inside the chat, but we are going to go over to the next tab called Discovery. This is one of my favorite places because this is where you can find topics submitted by educators all around the world in addition to our amazing content providers. So right now we have over 29,000 topics inside of Flipgrid. And the more you add, we'll get to 30,000. I can guarantee it probably will be within this week, okay? Because we're getting so many submissions. So what you'll notice is that we have partners highlighted, as well as highlight a topic of the day and a wonder of the day. So if you didn't know, in the US is Fire Prevention Week. So here's a fire safety topic submitted by Jenny that you can share with your students. And today's wonder of the day is, what is blockchain? Okay, so if you want to infuse technology into the classroom, this is an awesome article by Wonderopolis for you. You'll notice that we have so many partners that are providing incredible content. So whether you are looking for content to talk about history and rights, we have Equal Justice Initiative. In addition to Equal Justice Initiative, if you're looking for really fun types of templates for your students, such as schedules and organizers, here's our friends at Bunsy, who have created monthly assignment topics and organizer topics, agenda topics, to-do lists. So these are really fun topics that will also support students as they are learning. So thank you, Equal Justice Initiative and Bunsy, for those incredible topics. But you'll see that we have almost 25 partners ready for you to explore. And inside of every single partner, you'll be able to see ways that you can connect with them on social media, get to their website, see the popular topics that educators are using, see any collections that they have created for you. Elections are coming up, so here's a whole list of topics that go along with elections from ADL Education. And then you'll also see the list of all of the topics. So every topic will have some information on the audience, the number of times it has been used, as well as engagement stats, okay? So lots of fun things. And all you need to do as an educator is read through those topics, decide if it's great for your students, and then you can either save it to a collection that maybe you can use later. So if I click Save to Collection, I can select my collections that I have created, or I can create a brand new collection. So I'm going to actually do a brand new collection. I'm going to type in voting, click enter, and now it has been added to my voting collection. All right. Or if I want to use it right now, I can actually click on Add Topic, and I can add it as an individual topic, or I can add it to a group. So I'm going to select the group that we just created called Coaching is Key. And remember, any topic, whether you create it or someone else creates it and you put it in that same group, they will still have access to it with the same join code. So we make it super easy. So all you're getting inside of Discovery Library is the topic template of this incredible topic. So if you want to change any of the wording in the topic or add additional resources for your students, you can. You go through that same process we talked about of creating your topic, and then click Update. And now that topic will live inside of your group for your students to be able to access. Okay, so here is our group. And now we see that we have those topics. Now, the latest topic will always appear first, but watch this. You can always drag your topics and order them in any way you want. So that's a fun tip, dragging those topics. And if you want a topic to not move, you can also use some of our fun things. We can pin a topic. We can submit this topic if we want to Discovery. You can also move a topic if you put it in the wrong place, or duplicate it for multiple classrooms, and even exporting the data. So if you wanted to see all of the students and their responses on a Excel file, you'll be able to export that data as well. All right, so let's see. We have another comment from Ming. Awesome. The new text feedback is great. She is saying, I cannot copy the videos from one grid to another. All right, so let's check this out, Ming. So I'm going to click on my topic, and here's my student video. I'm going to click Actions. Let's see what we can do. So we can move our response, or we can duplicate our response by clicking Actions. Okay, so if I click Move Response, then I will select a topic that I want to move it to. And if I duplicate the response, then I will select, once again, the topic I want to duplicate this to. Okay, and all of my my topics would appear. All right, so Ming, if you're still having trouble after me showing you exactly how you can copy those videos from one topic to another, definitely let me know. You know, send us a message in support, and we will be here to help you. All right, I don't see any other questions that we have for today, but I do want to share. I'm going to go back to discussion, and I want to share some really fun and innovative ideas with you before we leave. All right, so as my computer is loading back to discussion, we're going to go to a group that was created by one of our amazing educator innovation leads. All right, so here's one right here. So Ann Cosma created a group of topics where students can access every single day. So we know there's so many schools that are doing remote learning. And what's really neat, if you want to keep this same flow and only see 5 for students to know what they need to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you can set up your topics so it makes it really easy for students to know exactly where to go. And what's neat about this is that you can always duplicate those topics or switch them out, or you can even hide the topics from student view. So if I go here to edit topic, and I don't want to use this guess who topic anymore, I don't have to delete that. I can just hide it from the student view. So we can go from active to hidden, and then they won't see it again. Or remember, we talked about frozen earlier. This will allow students to still see the topic, but they can't record anymore. All right, so I wanted to just point that out, since we know there's so many schools around the world still in remote learning. That is just a really fun tip. And so one last thing, as you go forth and learn more about Flipgrid, we invite you to become really active in the Flipgrid for All community on social media. We know our friends are watching on Facebook. We have some friends that are tweeting right now on Twitter. But I do want to point out the Flipgrid blog. It is a source of inspiration and so many ideas. So you see today, we had educator Carrie Fraunhofer. And so you'll get a little article from our wonderful teammate, Angela, and she has captured just the very essence of Carrie and what she does with her students and ideas that she has shared. You'll also see our amazing Ask Yuritsa series, which will go live in 10 minutes. So if you want to check that out, Yuritsa is talking about culturally relevant teaching. And today they're really focused on Indigenous Peoples Day and how important it is to recognize unique individuals within learning communities. So definitely check out the blog. There's so much that's going on. We even released text comments last week. So if you want to read more about text comments and all the power within them, that's on the blog as well. So remember, blog.flipgrid.com. All right. So with that being said, we'll go back to our main page. Actually, let's go to that help center because I want everyone to remember. If we go to help.flipgrid.com, remember that's that go-to resource. Go ahead and bookmark it, save it in your favorite place. And not only can you get help center articles, but look, there's resources right here for educators and resources for students and parents. And there's ideas, tips, and best practices. So if you want more ideas on how to use Flipgrid, this is a great place to go. And then under integrations, you'll be able to see all the different ways that you can use Flipgrid with other resources. And finally, if you are still having technical issues, you can go ahead and click on technical issues. All right. So with that being said, we are so thankful you decided to join us today. We are excited to announce, we announced it today, that we surpassed 5 billion seconds of video. So that is incredible. And so that's because of you. So thank you so much for being on this mission with us to empower every voice. Bye.